I think there are two things that I'd like people to get at the end of the book and as they go on to use the stuff that they've learned. One is about thinking theologically about what pastoral rites tell us about the church. So that question that comes early on in the book about which rites make it into the church's repertoire, whether that's in terms of a church's official service books or just the expectations that a denomination or a particular church has. Which are the things that we expect in our life cycle, our journey, which are the things we expect to mark in church with prayer, with worship, and which are the things that don't quite make it. And that should tell us a lot about the church's theology, the things that it's clear about, the things that it knows what the God story is. And it's worth asking ourselves which are the things that still don't make it. And what happens when things change in wider society and in the church itself. How does the church catch up? How does it change? How does it begin to make provision for those kinds of rites? So that's a sort of reflective exercise to look at one's own denomination, tradition, and to ask which are the things which we're still not very good at helping people with prayerfully or worshipfully as they negotiate these parts of their lives. And the other thing is all the practical stuff about some of those key skills that turn a pastoral rite into something that does something rather than just a service that means something. So those basic things about learning how to use liminal moments appropriately so that the service has a sense that you've changed by the end of it, how you use ritual, words, symbols, actions in order to help that, and some of the stuff about how you bring the stories together, the God story and the human story, and make sure that they come close enough that they actually connect. I think often in our pastoral rites we tell a bit of God's story and we tell some human story, but it's the bringing them close enough together that they can embrace that's really missing. So have we got those skills clear? Are you able to use those really well? And I think for me the most exciting thing for the future is how we take that stuff out from the church, the stuff that's in the final section of the book about apt liturgy and things like that, where we have to be more cautious about speaking about God, but still want to make sure there's some God story there, and how we get the balance of volumes, as I put it in the book, right. And I think that's something where, as you develop the skills, perhaps in the safer context of a church situation, you develop them so strongly that you're then able to use them out in the wider world. And I think for the future, that's one of the things the church has to offer the world.